Welcome to Midweek Mindfulness. It's always a pleasure to um, to be here with all of you. We are we're managing as we're working remotely. Um, so go ahead and if you don't have a comfortable position, go ahead and start to work that out. For some of us, it's more of a recline. For some of us, it's sitting straight up and down. But whatever that feels like for you, start to just get settled into your body and into the space. Um, there's a lot of continual change that we have going on, and there's a lot of concern about, what things are going to continue to look like and what these changes are going to be like as we continue to move into this new way of being with the pandemic. Um, and that in itself has created a lot of opportunities for businesses, for people to live their lives in different ways. And one of the big things that people are really beginning to notice is, what do we take away from this that's really meaningful? Like what are the things that we want to go back to reincorporate into our new normal, and what are the things that we want to let go of, right? Because they didn't serve us or they weren't, healthy or beneficial to us. So as you're as you're continuing on in whatever capacity that is for you, think about, and really feel about, maybe bring it into your practice if you have a daily practice or a weekly practice to really connect deep inside with, what has been really beneficial to you during this time. Has it been things like gathering for midweek mindfulness? Has it been the ability to care about yourself in a different way? To spend time with family or friends, or maybe even just getting the alone time that you didn't have in the workplace or the work environment. What does that look like for you? Has it been hard to be away from all the people and really, appreciating that and valuing those experiences and maybe capitalizing on them in a different way, you know? But just really closely examining, what has shifted over this time, and then really carefully considering what's valuable to keep and what's valuable to let go. So as we move into today's sit, maybe that's something that we can notice as we're as we're meditating. One way to meditate on something particular, which is something we haven't necessarily practiced as a group, is to set an intention for the beginning of the meditation. Um, and our intention might be to really focus on what has been beneficial, what has been helpful to us, and then just begin to notice what comes up while we're breathing and we're focusing on the breath and the body. And then we'll create space just to allow whatever comes up to come up in that space. And it's a very different consideration to do it in that space because it's a non-judgmental space. We're just really looking for what we notice. Um, what do we really notice? Not what are we supposed to think, what is supposed to be beneficial, but what was our actual experience of that? And then taking note of it because we've noticed what was healthy or wasn't healthy, what was beneficial, what wasn't beneficial. And then releasing it and coming back and being brand new and fresh all over again. And then again, just noticing what comes up for us. So it's a really fun and can be an extremely informative way of connecting with ourselves. So So go ahead and get into your comfortable position. Again, whatever that looks like for you. And we will go ahead and begin by, as always, activating the bell. So if you are someone who sits tall, let your spine be tall. Let the head balance on top of the spine. Letting your hands relax really heavily into your lap. If you're someone who reclines, then go ahead and recline. The key is, as always, is to be physically relaxed and mentally alert at the same time. So let's go ahead and begin. I'll invite the bell. If it's comfortable, go ahead and just begin to slowly deepen your breathing. Breathing in through the nose, down deeply into the diaphragm. Pausing once you notice that your lungs are comfortably full, and then a long, slow release. Simply ensuring that your exhale is longer than your inhale, which activates the parasympathetic nervous system and allows our body to come closer and closer to homeostasis so that we can relax, our body can begin to rest, to refit, to strengthen itself. Again, just noticing any place in your body where you might be holding tension and bringing your awareness to that place in your body. So simply noticing it, not wiggling it or moving it. And as always in mindfulness or meditation, noticing it without judgment, just simply observing. My shoulders feel tight, my neck, maybe it's your jaw or your brow. Again, just noticing. And then on your next out breath, holding that place of your body that's tense as well as the exhale, both in your awareness at the same time. And notice what happens when we do this. Releasing any judgment to, is this good or bad? Is there a problem or not a problem? Should it be one way or should it be another? None of that's important right now. We're just connecting to what is happening in this moment. And when your mind wanders, as it will, or often does, Simply take note of what your mind thinks is important, and then gently return to the breath, the sensation of the body breathing. Bring your awareness to that place in your body where you notice the breath the most easily in this moment. The tip of the nose, the back of the throat, the movement of the diaphragm, whatever it happens to be for you personally in this moment. Just noticing and letting your body just naturally get heavier and heavier with each out breath. Now go ahead and, again, if it's comfortable, let the depth of your in-breath become a little more shallow as you really notice the sensation of the breath going into the nose, that nice gentle coolness on the in-breath. Feel it moving down the back of your throat, expanding your lungs, pushing your diaphragm downward. Pausing, and then gently releasing. And now, if it's comfortable, just see if you can manage what we call holding space. And the idea is you hold everything in awareness, kind of all at the same time, but it's an effortless holding. You simply allow whatever happens to be happening inside of us, mentally and emotionally, just to let it be there. And to use that same awareness that we use to notice the feeling and the sensation of our breathing, of the tension in our body. And now we bring that awareness to our thoughts, to our feelings as they arise. And just like with our body, we don't move them, we don't do anything about them. We just notice them, not bringing any judgments about are they good thoughts or bad thoughts, or should I be doing this or should I not be doing this? Just simply noticing what comes up for you. It doesn't determine who you are. All it shows is what happens to be running through your awareness in this moment. So let's go ahead and practice that a little just by simply noticing what thoughts arise for you. And they could be anything at all. And when they arise, notice if there is a sense of judgment about them. Just notice that too. But we're just practicing noticing whatever comes up for us. It might be a feeling of frustration, of boredom, of curiosity, of whatever it happens to be. Just notice what arises. Release any judgment by simply coming back to noticing what's there. And if it feels strange or awkward or it doesn't seem to be working and you're getting confused, that's okay. Just return to your breath, return to your breathing. And if it's comfortable, try it again. And now returning to our intention that we set at the beginning, if that was something that you have done, to notice what is it about this time during the pandemic that's coming up for you in the moment? Do you notice the benefits or the challenges or anything at all? Whatever that happens to be, just simply allow it to come up in your awareness so that you can take note of it, not provide any judgment to it. Just connect with it, just allowing it to be there as it already is. It's what's arising in this moment for you. As you notice what comes up for you, see if you can connect with our connection to the ideas. One thing that came up for me was family and being able to spend more time with family, whether my immediate family in person or my extended family via Zoom. To approach that non-judgmentally is to notice how I felt, what I thought, right? How I'm feeling about that, and not judging that in any way, just noticing those thoughts and feelings. Whatever it is simply that. It doesn't have to be right or wrong or good or bad. Just notice. So then take note of it, and on your next natural out breath, just release it, kind of clearing the space within you. And then returning to our intention to notice. In this moment, what do we really notice about the pandemic? And if this whole process feels awkward, notice that too. Or if it feels validating, or whatever you happen to notice, just noticing and not attaching to that outcome. Not judging if it feels awkward that somehow that's inappropriate, or noticing that if it feels really comforting that that is somehow helpful or appropriate. Just noticing. Bringing that pure awareness to this moment. Slowly, whenever you're ready, releasing our intention and just moving our awareness back to our body, back to our breath. And see if you can follow a complete breath from the very moment it touches the nostril. Breathing down, feeling the expansion of the diaphragm, creating more space in your chest cavity for air to fill your lungs. And on the out breath, now beginning to deepen your breath a little. Extending that exhale, really noticing the movement of the body and the breath, which are our anchors to this moment. You can't breathe in the past and you can't breathe in the future, just in the moment. So each time we return to the breath, we're really anchoring in the present moment, which significantly increases our awareness. And now beginning to extend your awareness out to your body again, noticing your toes. Maybe wiggle them a little. Notice your fingers. Wiggle those a little. And as we bring our meditation to an end, feel free to, whenever you're ready, open your eyes, stretch, and see if you can take this feeling out into the rest of your day. So thank you, everybody, for another wonderful midweek mindfulness.